This is a beginner's guide to the magical world of medicinal plants. Always remember to do your own research, stay up to date on any supplements you may be taking. Always consult your own doctor or healthcare provider before starting any herbal remedy, especially if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, have pre-existing conditions, or are currently taking any medications, whether they are over the counter or prescribed, as some herbs can cause contraindications, mess with the effectiveness of your medication, and in some cases, make it ineffective altogether. Also, I am not a doctor. I am simply a beginner herbalist, making the world a more natural place, one herb at a time. That being said, my botanical babes and my funky fun guys, welcome and welcome back to Medicinal Mondays with Ray, where we talk about all things medicinal, magical, holistic, and herbal. Blessings and good vibes. I'm Ray. This week with a brand new herb friend to talk about, and she is a doozy. She is a doozy. Like Pitbull, who, Mr. Worldwide, who, no, because this herb is Miss Worldwide. It's been used throughout history, throughout the world. Like, it's renowned, it's known, it is Miss Worldwide. And I can't wait to tell you all of the benefits about her. There was just so much that I couldn't even include in this week's episode without it being probably an hour long. Like, I don't even know how long this is going to be. So, this is why I'm always at you to do your own research, because I can only tell you so much. Again, beginner's guide. I can only tell you so much. Do your own research, all that. But without further ado, let's introduce this week's new herb friend, Rosemary. I know, all of that introduction for Rosemary. Something that, again, we all keep in our kitchen. Well, I got mine sitting over here. This is from my garden last year. I don't have very much left. I like to keep a slice of dried orange with it. I don't know why. I just started doing it, and it's got a hint of orange, and it's lovely. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. We are here to talk about rosemary. Whether you call it Rosemaris officinalis or Sylvia rosemarinus, rosemary is still rosemary. It's a strongly aromatic, flowering, evergreen shrub. That's part of the mint family. Yeah, another one. I had to look it up because I was like, there is no way we have another mint family in our episode. And sure enough, there are over 7,500 species of mint. Like, I knew mint was wild, but I didn't think mint was that wild. But it is. It grows abundantly in Southern Europe, and it's native there as well. Rosemary can be grown in your backyard, and this baby can reach up to 2 meters tall or 6.5 feet. And I read that and I was like, that's a whole bench high. I got a girlfriend and she's like 6 something. So I always measure everything in Chelsea's height. So rosemaries can grow a Chelsea high, and that's crazy to me. All right. Traditionally, rosemary was used as an incense for memory and concentration. Allegedly, to this day, there are still students in Greece the night before their exams. They still burn rosemary. I'm going to try that. But it was also burned for protection, for love, for lust, purification, to cleanse negative spaces and energies. Um, it's a substitute for frankincense in ritual magic. It was in Shakespeare's famous play, Hamlet, when Ophelia, I do believe it was, had referenced rosemary in remembrance. Oh, look, there's rosemary. Pray you, love, remember. Something like that. Don't quote me. Um, Rosemary has also been a symbol of love, and it's believed that if you place a sprig of rosemary under your pillow, it would reveal your soulmate in a dream. Throughout history, rosemary has been a common addition to weddings, with brides often wearing the herb as a symbol of everlasting love and fidelity. And some people also believe if you take a cutting from the bouquet and planted it and it began to grow, that it was a sign the marriage would be successful. The ancient Egyptians used rosemary in their burial rituals, most likely because of the intense antibacterial properties that would have helped with the mummification process. And that's just a little bit. That's just a little bit of information for you guys, but worldwide, Miss Worldwide is worldwide. Rosemary has a long, long, long history of use, and to this day is still one of the top herbs used worldwide, medicinally and aromatically. Aromatically, however you pronounce it. Um, Rosemary, as we know it, though, is just your common kitchen spice. Like, I remember my mom would put it on the turkey or put it on the roast beef, and I always thought it was just like to add a little something, something, and add a little pizzazz and make it look fancy for us. But turns out rosemary may do a little more than add a little fancy to your meals. So why don't we roll right into what it do? Rosemary is full of constituents and compounds. It's high in magnesium, iron, calcium, vitamins A, C, and B6. It has volatile oils, flavonoids, tannins, carnosic and rosmarinic acid, and it's especially rich in phytochemicals, just to name a few, because your Soil Sista had to do this a few times to get those right. um, but rosemary's herbal actions are: it's a tonic, a stimulant, and boy is it, an astringent, nervine, anti inflammatory, antioxidant, antimicrobial, antispasmodic, carminative, cholagogue, diaphoretic, and a mild diuretic. Where do we start? Well, in ancient Greek and Rome, it was thought to strengthen memory, and they weren't wrong. Research is indicating that rosemary oil helps prevent the breakdown of acetylcholine, a brain chemical important for thinking, concentrating, and memory. I told you your soil sister struggles. The, the dyslexia is real with this one. So, um, research is also suggesting that inhaling rosemary oil may help improve brain function in older adults with dementia, including those with Alzheimer's disease. That's wild. I hope that they do more research on that. Rosemary oil can also stimulate hair growth, especially for my fungi with androgenic alopecia. My gardeners, my gardeners, rosemary has been known to repel bugs, especially spider mites, without harming plants, and it can even repel the bloodsucking ones, the mosquitoes. I went off on a ramble thought. Sorry. It's a mood uplifter. Rosemary was often prescribed for people who were stressed and failing to thrive. It has been used in or useful in mild to moderate depression, and those who were feeling down would burn rosemary or inhale the oils to uplift their moods. So I might start carrying the rosemary oil around with me, actually. It stimulates blood flow throughout the body, especially those with low blood pressure. It has been shown to help raise it. It promotes blood flow to the head, also aiding in memory and concentration, and has been taken to relieve migraines and headaches. So it's been used as a mild pain reliever and has been thought to stimulate menstrual flow. Rosemary also has restorative properties, so it can aid in the recovery from long term stress or illness, chronic illness. It is thought that rosemary also stimulates the adrenal glands and has been used especially for debility, um, especially when accompanied with poor circulation and digestion. So, weakness after an illness, basically. Topically, it eases aching, rheumatic muscles, and as a soak, it's reviving. For circulation, since we're on the topical subject, if you experience cold fingers and toes when the weather is warm, have Raynaud's disease. I have Raynaud's disease and I get chilblains. Like I have chilblains on my fingers right now and they are extremely painful. Um, Rubbing rosemary oil on the affected parts, which are the hands and feet, it has warming properties and has been confirmed by thermoimaging compared to a neutral oil with no rosemary and nothing else in it. Um, Thermoscans have shown it generating heat, and it was actually helping people with Raynaud's. That's game changing. Like if y'all have ever noticed, like sometimes my hands will get extremely red. Raynaud's affects your circulation; it impairs it. So especially these three fingers for me, and those who have seen it, they will go completely white and then blue and purple, and I have no feeling. I can barely use them. Um, it's very painful and uncomfortable. And when I read that, I was like, I can't wait. I've got to get some more rosemary. Like, I only have a little bit, and I'm going to try and make some of this oil. So please remind me if this is something that you're interested in, remind me and I'll let you know how it goes. But rosemary may also help with tissue inflammation that can lead to swelling, pain, stiffness. Studies found it effective with people with RA or rheumatoid arthritis. Rosemary is full of anti inflammatory and antioxidant properties along with warming energy. So, like, again, that's worth a try if you fall in that category. Other things include hair health, liver and digestive health through the release of bile, the stimulation of the release of bile. Like rosemary really is the stimulant. Like it's stimulating everything. It's getting the blood flowing to your head, to your limbs. It's raising the blood pressure. It's warming your bodies. Like it's pretty cool what rosemary can do. Skin health with its antioxidant properties. Again, my antimicrobial, the stimulant again. It's an antiviral. A reminder to drink your water. The antifungal. Its mild diuretic properties can reduce the puffiness from fluid retention. And that's not even the whole herb, nothing but the herb. So help me, herbalist, about it. And I just love that. My instructor had said that in a lesson, and it stuck with me. So sorry if you hear it a lot, and shout out to Dr. Terry Willard for that. Love it. For those of us who use herbs in our spiritual practices and like fun facts, rosemary is ruled by the sun, which is not surprising. It's got such great warming properties. Its powers are used for protection, love, lust, mental powers, purification, healing, sleep, youth. When burned, it emits powerful cleansing and purification vibrations. Um, and so is smoldered to rid the place of negativity, especially prior to performing magic. It's one of the oldest incense. Placed beneath the pillow, rosemary ensures a good sleep and drives away nightmares. Also, can tell you who your soulmate is. Um, Rosemary has long been used in love and lust incenses and other mixtures. And if you wish to receive knowledge or the answer to a question, burn rosemary on charcoal and smell its smoke. Hmm, try that one too. All right. So how do we? And also, before I forget, I want to shout out my girlfriend who got me this shirt. Check it out. I actually grow both those varieties of raspberries in my backyard. I love this shirt so much. Okay, how do we? Well, you can take it in tablets, especially when combined with other herbs for arthritis. It's good as a hair rinse and a tonic, especially if you have dark hair. Infused oil for cooking or skin or both. Just make sure the oil is food grade and ingestible. You don't want to use like a hair and skin oil like almond oil or fractionated coconut oil if you tend on ingesting it. But that's okay because virgin olive oil, sorry, grapeseed oil, like your avocado oils, they all have great hair and skin benefits and are food safe. So those are great substitutes as well. Aromatherapy, in some cases, it's just as good as your topical or skin applications or internal applications. It was used as an incense, so folks would inhale the smoke or breathe in the oils. Some studies have found that it's just as beneficial either way. So if you have a diffuser, you can do it that way as well. Add it to your food. Veggies, meats, salads, infuse it in butter, infuse it in the cooking oil, drink it in a tea. Man, it's said to help regulate testosterone conversion, and it's potentially aiding in sexual health and function in men. And it's also been said to have some sort of function for women as well. But you can drink it cold. Lemonade with the rosemary spring, that's pretty popular. You can steam your face. It's rich in antioxidants. You can use it as a body soak, a foot soak, a shower steam. You know, the possibilities are pretty endless. Where do we? You can get it at the grocery stores. I've seen it in the produce department fresh. I've seen it on the shelves dry, herb farms, farmers markets. Grow it in your own backyard, grow it on a windowsill, just like oregano. Anywhere that sells herbs and spices, you can find it. That being said, I didn't think about it till after the fact. There are some herbs like summer savory, for example, um, that aren't as readily accessible in places like Ontario, for example. So I'm just going to go ahead and assume that these are things that you can pick up locally in your grocery store. But if you do fall into that category, please remember to source ethically, organically, all that jazz. You know, make sure they're food grade and food safe. So safety. I didn't quite know where to stick this bit. It's more of a how do we, kind of fits in that section, but safety for me outweighs where it should go. So now the essential oil is typically used, diffused steams, lotions, oils. Always remember to dilute it with a carrier oil, like we talked about last week. And although some companies will claim that their essential oils are safe for consumption, talk to your doctor, do your research before you decide to take any further steps. Personally, essential oil should never be ingested, so I'll leave it at that. Also, a lot of these are medicinal dose warnings. So if you've always used rosemary in your cooking, if you've always used the oil, disregard the safety warnings because you're either aware of them, so it's not applicable to you, or you've discussed it with somebody previously. So I don't want to scare anybody. If you already use the herbs that we talk about without any contraindications or side effects or anything, then please, by all means, continue to do you. This next one's a little different because rosemary, along with other essential oils, may increase, may actually increase the effectiveness of certain antibiotics. And that could result in lower doses, which I thought was absolutely interesting. But the fact that it can increase the effectiveness or the power of an antibiotic, remembering that antibiotics are anti life. So, again, if you are currently taking any antibiotics, talk to your doctor before you medicinally take rosemary. Avoid rosemary oil in large doses if you are pregnant. It can stimulate menstrual flow. If you have epilepsy or high blood pressure, rosemary is a stimulant. It's good for people with low blood pressure to help raise it. If you already got high blood pressure, please talk to your doctor before you start taking rosemary. If you have an aspirin allergy, rosemary contains a chemical very similar to aspirin and it may cause an allergic reaction. Talk to your doctor. People with bleeding disorders, rosemary is a stimulant, stimulates the blood flow. Talk to your doctor. Rosemary has been known to have medication interactions. So please, please, please talk to your doctor before you incorporate rosemary into your natural practices. Find out if one of the medications you're taking is part of that list. Find out if it's safe for you to take. Well, might not have expected all that. I didn't when I was looking into this. I didn't expect this. Herbs aren't for every body. They don't always work for every body. Some of them, you know, cause side effects. Some of us are allergic to certain species like mushrooms. They're not for everybody, but it's an option. And this is why I tell you these things, my babes and my fun guys, because your soil sister has sworn herself to tell the whole herb, and nothing but the herb. So help me, herbalist. But all jokes aside, I want to spread my knowledge and my passion, which just so happens to be learning and herbology and biology. And like, you can tell how excited I get about this. But I also wanted to do it ethically, honestly, wholeheartedly, authentically. I want all my botanical babes and my funky fun guys to be safe as well as be natural. And it wouldn't be right of me or responsible of me as an herbalist, beginner or not, to not include these safety concerns. This part of my channel is to hopefully spark an interest or curiosity to look further into our herb friends we've talked about and the ones we haven't met yet. And then you can make the conscious, educated, empowering decision to take your life and your health in your own hands. Oof, it was a little deep, but I was free writing in. I should let y'all know that authentically. I try to be as authentic as I can be. You know, some things are scripted, but I can't remember everything. So, but that brings us to the end. It was a blast as always filming this week's episode, researching this week's herb friend. I learned so much. I had so much fun. I hope you did too. Thank you for joining me in the kitchen this week. Stay natural and may your Mondays be magical.